Okay, so we're going to take a look at the first review sheet. This is from Thursday, and what we're going to do here is we're actually going to skip over the first two pages, which are the proofs. We're going to do the constructions here. Okay, so we're going to go through and do the first couple of constructions. So let's get this thing to focus up. Yeah, that is not focused. There we go. Zoomers. All right, and we are going to talk about how to do a reflection over a line. So once again, I'm going to take a triangle here, triangle ABC. I want to reflect it over a line FG. So I have to do this this construction in 3 steps. Let's do it 3 times. One for each vertice that I want to reflect, one for each pre-image point. So let's start with point C. I want to reflect point C over the line. It's going to go somewhere on the opposite side. And what happens is this line is going to become the perpendicular bisector of the segment that connects C and C prime. Remember, we're doing a construction is really just perpendicular to line FG from a point off the line. So I'm going to open up my compass so that it goes past line FG. So it's just a little bit past, and I'm going to swing an arc that goes down below. Now I'm not going to change my compass length. This stays the exact same length. So what I want to do is, if I drew a circle around the first point here, you can see the circle is going to go through point C here, and around this side, it's going to have to go through its image, somewhere down here. And if I switch to the other point, the same thing's going to happen. So this is on the second intersection of circle C and the intersection of line FG. And then where those two arcs intersect right here, that is the image of point C, that's C prime. And really what's happening is I'm like making two triangles here, okay? These two triangles are congruent, so I know those distances are going to be the same. It's also a line perpendicular to a point off the line. The line going through this would be the perpendicular bisector of that. That's the whole idea here. So for point A, we're going to repeat the process, right? Sharp point goes on A. I close down the compass so that it's just a little bit more than over past the line, and I'm going to swing an arc that cuts through that line twice. From each intersection of circle A and line FG, I'm going to draw a circle, or at least part of a circle, so that these two circles or arcs are crossing, and there's A prime. And then last but not least, we'll go over to B, extend the compass past line FG, and then we'll draw a arc. Now, if you happen to draw it too big, you may find that it actually goes like off the line. So if it goes past the line, just take a straight edge and extend that line out, and you'll be able to go find the intersection of your circle and the line of reflection. You can also see here, when I drew these two arcs, they actually didn't cross. So I have to go back to the first arc I drew and just extend it. So it's the same concept here. And there's point B prime. And then we started with a triangle, so let's end with a triangle here. All right. And there you go. There's triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. Okay, number 6, we're going to construct a line of reflection for these two lovely figures. And so really all I need to do is make a perpendicular bisector for any of the points, either A prime, B prime, C prime. We'll do B prime first. So if I take my compass, I want to just connect these 2 points. If you think about them being like connected with a line here, so there's a line connecting them together. So there's my line. I want to do the perpendicular bisector of that line. So remember, we called it the football, right? Compass, and then the pencil opening here should be more than half. And I'm going to draw a circle, or at least like half a circle. I really want the circle to be above and below the middle of the line. I'm going to switch to the other side here. So sharp point now is on B prime. I draw the other circle. And then where line B and B prime cross, we're going to go ahead and draw a line down the middle through the intersections of those 2 circles. And there's my perpendicular bisector, but more importantly, it's also the line of reflection. So you can see if we did A and A prime, compass point in A, open it more than half, okay, draw myself a circle, switch to A prime, do the same deal. What you should notice is that that line is also the perpendicular bisector of the segment that connects A prime. It's the intersection of the two circles around A and A prime there. They have the same radius. So it doesn't matter which ones you choose. Just pick two corresponding points, make a segment, draw the perpendicular bisector. You got yourself a line of reflection. Okay, number 7, construct the point of rotation here. So the point of rotation is two perpendicular bisectors, people. Now keep in mind, the difference here is that if I were to reflect this over, point B would go over here where this point is. That would be the reflection. You can see that this is not. So it's a turn. Turning the shape, B goes down here, A goes this way. Also, the order of the letters, see how we're doing A, B, C this way, A prime, B prime, C prime this way, right? If we do the reflection, you can see it down here, all right? We do A, B, C, and now we're not getting A, B, C, we're getting A, C, B. That's our opposite orientation that we talked about a couple of units ago. So I'm going to connect A and A prime with a point with a line here. So this is the segment that connects A and A prime. And then I'm going to do B and B prime here. And what we're going to do here is eventually we're going to do the two perpendicular bisectors. And then where they meet, that's going to be our line of reflection. So once again, take my compass, put it on B, open it more than half, draw a circle. Okay, ooh, that's off. Now you can see my circle must have closed a little bit. So I'm going to go back to the original circle, and I'm going to redraw it, all right? There you go, that's that circle right there. Now in this case, I'm just going to do a little squiggly, so we know it's not that one. Come over here to A, nope. We go over here to B prime. Almost did a reflection. Draw my circle, okay? And then right where those two circles are intersecting here, there's my perpendicular bisector, okay? And then I'm going to do the exact same thing for points A and A prime. So here's A, okay, more than half. All right. A prime, more than half. All right. Find the intersection points, connect them up, and right there, there's our center of rotation, okay? So we got perpendicular bisector of BB prime, perpendicular bisector of AA prime, all right? And we're good to go. Okay, so careful if it says like label it as point whatever. If it doesn't, you can just write it in there. Not point, but center. Okay, and the last one is translate along the given vector. So this involves, once again, doing this 3 different times. So do point A, point B, and point C. We're going to kind of do the first step for all 3 points. So first thing we're going to do is we need to draw a circle around A, B, and C. And our circle needs to be the length of the ray. So we're going to figure out how long this little arrowhead is here. And you can see it's about yay big right there. There's my length. So I'm going to come over to A, and I'm moving it in this direction. So I'm going to draw a circle that's on this half, all right, of my shape. B, we're going to do the same thing, and I can draw a circle all the way around, but it's not going that way. It's not going to go in that direction. I don't need to draw it over there. And then C, we can do the same thing. And so I got my 3 circles here, okay? Shoot this up so you can see them, okay? So all 3 circles are on this side of the shape because we're going in that direction. Now, the second part of this is that we are going to draw another circle. Let me switch pens. All right. So the second circle we're going to do in red, and it's going to be centered at the end of the ray here, okay? But the radius is between the beginning of the ray and each point. So what we're going to really do is measure the distance between E and each preimage point. So E and A is right here. Now remember, we're modeling the translation by sliding the compass down to the end of the ray and then drawing ourselves a circle. And so where does circle A intersect this circle right here? Okay, and so you can see here with circle A, and that's where it crosses. And so this is where A prime goes, right there. All right. Now we're going to do the same thing for B. So I take my compass, sharp point on E here, open up the compass point over to B. All right. Slide my compass point down to F. And right when I put the compass down, if I didn't turn it, that is going to be my point of translation. So this is where this is going to go. And that's going to be B prime. All right. And then last but not least, we're going to do it to C. So you take E, compass point on E, pencil, or in this case, red pen on C, slide my compass down, mark it, and there is where C prime should go. So a couple things to keep track of, right? What circles what? That's important. So here's circle A, right? There's B and there's C. And then make sure you're starting from the beginning of the ray to the point. Slide your compass down to the end of the ray where the arrowhead is. Use that same radius from the point, the preimage point to E as your radius. And when you mark that off, you should get your 3 points of translation. And then just mark it 1, 2, 3. And there we go. I point, it literally looks like it just got slid over right there. And that's it for that one. So you're at home now and you're saying to yourself, if I really want to practice a little bit more, right? I want to translate again on my own. So how can I do that? Well, it's pretty simple. Just draw yourself another triangle for yourself, right? Try to use some straight lines here. Okay. There you go. There's point A, B, and C. I'm sitting over here. If you can't notice, that's why it's a little off. And I want to translate it. Let's just draw a vector over here. So from along that vector right there. So, all right. And so this is all I want to do. I just want to translate along that vector. So we're going to do the same thing, right? We take our sharp point, put it on the beginning of the arrow, right? Pen goes on the tip of it, and we draw 3 circles. A, there's C, and there's B. And then we just compass point on the ray here. You guys can see that, okay? Kind of. There. All right, so a compass point is on the beginning of the arrow. My pencil part, right? Pen here is on A. Slide it to the end. Mark that down. There's where A prime goes. Same thing now for B. So, compass point, pen, slide it down, mark it off. There's B prime. And then there you go, there's C. So compass point, you can see compass or pen, move to the end of the arrow, mark it down, and there's our 3 points, right? There's A prime, B prime, and C prime. And then we just gotta draw ourselves some edges to a triangle. And it should look like it just slid over using that arrow. And that's how you can just do some little practice for yourself, all right? Any other questions, you guys can see me in the morning. Study up, guys, and we'll see you later.